Hello everyone. So my name is Jonas. In this short video I'll present what's team reasoning. So that's just very basic. What's Bacharach's theory of team reasoning? What's the high-low, the stack hand, the presence dilemma, and how team reasoning can solve that. So first we need to understand what's classical game theory, because team reasoning is an improvement upon that classical game theory. For classical game theory, the agent will always think, what should I do? And that will involve best reply thinking. So we're both going to do something, we're going to interact, I will think what's best for me, having an expectation about what you do. One famous dilemma is the prisoner's dilemma, which is when classical game theory runs into problems. So imagine the police get us doing a crime, and the police offers us, they don't have too many proofs on us, but they gave us the following offer. If you defect, if you say everything that you committed a crime and everything with the other person, you don't go to prison, but the other person will stay 15 years in prison. The same is offered to the other person. Which means that if you both defect, if you both assume that you did a crime and everything, you're both going to spend 10 years in prison. Now, if you both stay shut, if you stay quiet, the police doesn't have too many proofs. So you're both only going to stay 5 years in prison. So what's the best reply thinking? What should I do? Well, if you play co-op and I play defect, I will spend 0 years in prison. That's far better. Now, if you play defect and I play defect, I will only stay 10 years in prison. Because if you play defect and I play co-op, I will stay 15 years in prison. What that means is that defect is my dominant strategy. It's always better to play defect. And the same is true for you. In conclusion, we are both going to get defect. And that's worse than co-op. That's the dilemma. And if you were altruists, possibly it would not solve the dilemma. It could transform it into a high-low. Now, the high-low is different from the prisoner's dilemma because there is no dominant strategy. Either we choose high-high, low-low, or different, non-coordination. One coordination is better than the other. The problem with best reply thinking is that I should play high if you play high. I should play low if you play low. So I have equal reasons to play high or low. And that's the dilemma. It should be rational to play high. Again, altruism will not solve it. I can be very altruist, but still, I should play low if you play low. That would be the best for us, because if you play low and play high, we're going to get 0 both of us. The stag hunt is a minor variation where there is a safe bet, which would be to rabbit, where you're going to get 1. No matter what, you're going to get 1. But if you play stag, both of you, you're going to get 4. And if you play stag and the other play rabbit, you who played stag will get 0. Again, the same as the high-low, altruism would not solve the dilemma. Now, how team reasoning can solve it? Team reasoning can solve it because it's about what should we do. It's solution thinking. So first, I need to think that you are also team reasoner. And then I'll identify what's best for the group, which is stag, high, or co-op. Then I'll play my role in the group's perfection, which is choose stag. In the conclusion, we're going to get stag. Now, one difference between Bacharach's and other theories in team reasoning is that for him, I can frame as a group even if I think you will not, in which case he calls as restricted team reasoning or circumspect team reasoning, which means that if I think you don't perform team reasoning, but I will, then I will try to get the best for us, but I will apply best reply reasoning. So it would not solve the high-low. It takes both of you to think as a team reasoning. Now, one last thing is that it's not rational choice. It's a psychological product. You don't choose to frame as an individual, as a part of a group. You just happen to. Because if you could choose, then how would you make that own choice? So there would be the frame of how to make the question about how to frame. And it doesn't require mutual assurance.